So, have you ever walked out of a classroom after taking the ACT and feeling both mentally and physically drained? Taking a 3.5-hour long test will do that to any person. All around the world, people are taking standardized tests in both their school systems and just anywhere ever. And although these tests may seem like a great idea, these tests are not an accurate measure of one's intelligence and they should be eradicated. To start off with, standardized tests only test test-taking skills compared to one's all-around intelligence. Standardized tests specifically focus on the amount of content that you need to memorize and to learn rather than in how quickly you can put those skills to test. An article about the pros and cons of standardized tests states, standardized tests only determine which students are good at test taking, ignoring the skills such as creative thinking and problem solving. These other skills such as creative thinking and problem solving are very intricate and needed for getting around in everyday life, and these tests do not accurately test that. Although some kids might be very good at taking tests, other kids might not be. These other kids might be exceptional in other areas such as running a business or learning how to problem solve. Next, standardized tests force students to focus on memorizing content rather than learning actual true material and content that they need to learn for real life. When studying for standardized tests, students have to work on memorizing countless facts in different areas such as science, reading, social studies, and math to be able to get a good score in these tests. But in doing so, they miss out on learning what they truly need to know. Kids should be learning how to apply information into common things such as filling out taxes, writing a check, and not necessarily focus on memorizing random facts about World War II. An article about how teachers have to now teach the tests states, while appropriate test taking is essential to gauging student progress, the focus on high stakes has led to a narrowed curriculum and a push towards test prep rather than differentiated instruction. This quote is basically saying that teachers now have to teach the students how to take the test rather than content that will actually help the student in their actual life. When considering standardized tests, we have to also consider the positives that come with it, rather than just the negatives. Having standardized tests in school systems allow these school systems to motivate them to do better in their overall teaching skills and to just give them a goal to achieve, because there's ranking systems based on these standardized tests that you take. Although this is all true, we have to consider how these students learn. When taking and studying for the standardized tests, these students have to teach themselves how to memorize things, and they aren't necessarily focused on actual learning true content that will help themselves, rather than they're just more focused on just memorizing these random facts. Although some students might necessarily excel at this task, others don't, and that's just not how they learn. Students can't reteach themselves how to learn differently compared to other students. That's just how their brain is wired. Also considering that there is such a better way to go around to test the intelligence of one student. You can go off their GPA, or they can create a portfolio that could include art or creative writing or just an essay in general. And that could be used for the true test of intelligence instead. So we don't necessarily have to end up using the standardized tests. Standardized tests should not be used today and should be eradicated because they're forcing teachers to teach memorization skills and not actual content, and they're not a true measure of these students' intelligence. Standardized tests are a way for people such as the government to measure schools' ability to teach these students and whatnot, and because of this, it will be extremely difficult to get rid of said tests. But we can all hope that people can see the inaccuracy of these tests and move on to better approaches. Thank you.